Yeah, the whole thing was the Ukraine and the meeting of two worlds here, hoping for those, and then at the same time watching the same thing happen with wars, sectioning out people of a different persuasion. Seems like it never changed, man.
You know, and it's a bad thing to actually have to sit here and experience this tragedy that goes on in Ukraine and then have to reflect on it from the perspective of race. I mean, that,
Man,
see,
it never ends, does it? It never ends.
it's like it never ends. And this is where the black man, the black woman, this is where we just hang our head, you know.
Right.
I don't even know what to say. It's so disheartening to me. Here you have an issue where you're concerned and caught up with man's inhumanity to man.
Right.
And then we have to experience this
Right.
all over again. It's like, you know, mustering your little bits to help someone and then getting there and find out that they don't want your help.
Gives you a kind of a, and I'm not trying to say things are not improving. Things are improving. They're just very slow. How long did it take our own country to detoxify, which is still in the process of what has happened ever since the Civil War? It's going to take a while. This thing that's happening, I don't know. Let me just say this. What's the most progressive country on the planet, if you, in your opinion?
Wow.
Gotcha. See?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Does anyone know that answer to that question or have an opinion? What is the most progressive country in the world as it relates to race?
Yes. I'm not going to even guess. I'm going to go look, but I want to see if people have an obvious answer, man.
I don't know. I don't know.
And it used to be, you used to think it would come out of your mouth, maybe say 10, 15 years ago. Wasn't there a quick snap that you would go, we are? Didn't you used to think that? Now that can be from lack of aging, because here's the thing, I have to admit this, guys. So I'm just so understand. One thing happens when you start getting older. They say you either get more relaxed or you internalize more. You become that couch that you used to walk by when you were 17 or 20 years old. You walk by it, didn't want to sit in it. But when you get over 40, 50, you start looking at that couch, it becomes your friend. You start sitting in it longer. And then when you sit in it longer, you pick up this, the remote, the remote, the remote. And what do? Dial in. What are you dialing in? You're not going, I'm not looking for the clubs. I'm not looking to go out, do this. I'm not trying to have fun. Let me find out what's going on. You see this bullshit? You see what this person is talking about? That's what happens. Okay? That's what happens. Put down the damn remote. You guys don't be afraid of the phone. Okay? The phone is your friend. Take it from me. That phone is your friend. It's one of the best things that's ever been put in an individual's hands, even with those who are shock and awe. Shock and awe, bro. That's my ethos.
Well, let's take a quick flash look at today's news as presented to us through Yahoo and Google. So much celebrity news. Pete Davidson, who's now linked openly to Kim Kardashian, he finally responds to Kanye West.
Oh boy. Okay.
You know, it's just,
Why?
you know.
Why?
And I'd say why, too, because, listen, I remind everybody that Kanye is a person with a medical disability for which he should be on medication. And what he's doing right now is acting out because he's not on that medication. And so he's just doing stuff, and it's actually makes him look so bad. You know, Davidson has been taking the high road, but, you know, I guess we all get to weigh in on this one. How about this one? Jussie Smollett sentenced to 150 days in jail and then, 300 days of probation or something?
Yeah, something like
for
that.
lying about a hate crime. that he supposedly perpetrated upon himself. The response has been a meager because no one really wants to come in to his defense. Everybody's, for the most part, embarrassed by him. And even Don Lemon, who had publicly supported him before, had to come out and say.
Yeah.
They had to come out and say. So,
did you hear anything from Robin Roberts? Did she ever do a follow-up? Because, I mean, I don't follow the show.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't. Because, again, a lot of people did embarrassing kind of things with him
and don't want
and supportive and don't want, who wants to be dealing with that right now?
Now, this is a part where I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. Okay. All those wonderful shows, and I understand people taking the position of doing these hot interviews. When you scramble to go get it to be first, what is it that the main corporations want to do? We were first. Now, if your ass is last and don't say anything, I think you're culpable to the corporations going like, let's not say anything to protect our credibility. At that point, you lose me as a show and a representative. I'm not blaming Robin if it hasn't been done. This is just my overall.
Well, the producers are deciding that,
that's
I'm
right.
sure.
Right, they are. And that's the part where I go, oh, so now you guys are going to be slow and rolling. Why can't you just get on the thing and say, look, we got bamboozled too.
Jesse Smollett.
Hey, that's it.
All right, how about this one? Pittsburgh Steelers signed Mitchell Trubisky to be Ben Roethlisberger's replacement.
I'd rather talk about Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. How about this one? The fully vaccinated will need a 4th dose later this year for a new variant named Deltacron. The bad news, from what I was gathering, and I've been looking on an ongoing basis because the information in these areas does change. It changes regularly, so you have to kind of look and see. The latest information was showing that the vaccinations were starting to wane sometime after 4 months, believe it or not.
Right.
You weren't getting even a full year of protection.
Right.
And so it looks like, along with the virus becoming what we call endemic instead of pandemic, the vaccines are not working as you might expect. On the other hand, they do prevent serious illness. Okay.
Oh, you know what, Mario, you got a good point.
And everybody who gets it seems to have mild illness.
Yeah. You know, Mario, you've had headaches before, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I dated a headache before. I've had headaches. She was sweet. She was sweet.
Okay.
Fertile.
Okay. All right. And you've taken the pill. Not the blue pill, not the red pill, but you've taken the pill, right?
It cost $10. That's correct.
The headache did go away and subside.
Oh,
right?
that one. Oh, yeah. I took a
right.
Tylenol.
But the headache came back sometime down the road, didn't it?
We back to the date again?
I'm just.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the headache did come back.
The headache came back. You took the pill again, right?
Yes, I did.
How's this any different? We just got to take the pill again, right?
No, I don't know.
I'm just saying. You take cold medicine. Get a cold?
So, in other words, so here's what Vic is saying. Vic is saying,
yes,
just get used to getting a vaccine every 4 months.
That's right. Or the pill.
The pill won't be enough. It'll have to be a vaccine.
It's going to have to be.
Every 4 months.
Yes.
How you feel about that?
Right. Look, right now, none of you guys are complaining about the cold. It keeps coming back. The flu keeps coming back.
Well,
pneumonia keeps coming back.
While Victor tells you that, let me tell you this. So in China, they just shut down 51 million people.
Wow.
Put them on lockdown for COVID. Wow. 51 million.
Wow. Another
full shutdown.
Another spike, right?
Because of 2 cases. Now you have to understand, when they find 2 cases, they know that really means it's
way more.
Because you have to, when you find 2 in this little group, you say, oh, shoot.
And they got close proximity, too.
So yeah, so China's shut down
Yeah.
over 50. Let me see what city, if I can tell you what city it was. 51 million in China
Right.
because of the lockdown. It's the worst COVID crisis. I don't know which variant. Yeah, it's in the northeastern province of Jilin, where 24 million people live, in the southern cities of Shenzhen and Dongguan. They shut them all down.
So obvious.
Oh, Vic,
Yeah.
supposedly across those cities, remember when I said they found 2? Now
There's
they've got
more.
1,400.
I see it.
1,400 cases. Take a look.
Right.
Take a look at this setup.
That's okay. Let me give you. Is that a nice setup compared to our setups? Wait a minute. What do you think?
I mean, it's a reasonable setup.
It is a reasonable setup. It's big, man.
Yeah, I mean, because the whole thing is to try to have some degree of isolation of patients.
Right.
As you get overwhelmed with patients, it becomes virtually impossible to do that.
Right.
But so China's going through a big old
Okay.
shutdown. And just see, I was just bringing this point out to think about people concerned about the way the U.S. has dealt with it in comparison. Over there, they just jump on it, which is so different in us. Just like in Saudi Arabia, where they just had a mass execution of 81 people. A mass execution.
Okay.
Now, in Saudi Arabia, the most common method of execution is beheading. It's beheading. These are our collaborators, whatever. These are our allies. But so these are different people. They are a group that can comprise 73 Saudis, 7 Yemenis, 1 Syrian, for a variety of crimes, but 81 beheadings. Now, who carries that out? I guess the beheader person. I don't know how you get that job.
I really don't, man.
But can you imagine that?
I think, listen,
Wow.
it's really the crime fit the punishment. And I don't even want to get into what it is because sometimes you get shocked about what they will say. This is an end of life event that you perpetrated. And sometimes you're shocked. It may not be as bad, and sometimes it's just unbelievable. They should have been punished severely. So, interesting. 81.
Who do I love more than Lady Gaga?
For Mama? I'm just saying.
I do love me some Lady Gaga because of her politics, because of her stands. I'm forever seems to be impressed with her. Take a look at this latest outfit that she wore at the Critics' Choice Awards.
Do you follow? Let me ask you something.
Yes, I do.
Do you follow the critics?
No, I don't follow them, but I have stalked 1 or 2.
So it wouldn't matter what the title of the award is.
No, it doesn't, because I
matter.
don't know. It's just a chance to see her breasts.
I'm not commenting.
Lady Gaga,
I'm not.
Critics' Choice Award, she knows she's wonderful, and we get to see her in high fashion. One of the, I was trying to find a picture. So one of the things, alluding to a previous story, Kanye's new date,
Oh yeah.
and whether she looks like
Oh yeah.
Kanye, what's her name?
Yeah.
Janie Jones?
Yeah.
What?
I know.
Used to date one of them kind of Janie Jones.
Let's see what you're doing. What you're doing
What?
is saying this. He's trying to get somebody closely associated with the looks of Kim. Right?
Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that?
I'm leaving the commentary to you. Okay. So the message is that Kim has sprinkled the Kim flavor on Kanye, and he has to go find anyone. Is that the message? That looks like him. Is that the reason why you put that up?
I just wanted to show you what his women look like.
Okay, but there's a story. You know the story.
I wasn't sure I had a point. I was just trying to show you.
Well, I've seen the story, and they did. That was the lead-in going, wow, the similarities are uncanny. What does that say about Kanye, man? You know, don't
Sounds like a bunch of us. You know, like I always said, you can tell the ones that Vic wants, because when you walk in the room, whatever women's head above everybody else's head, like you walk in the club, whoever's head you see, that's the one Vic's going to talk to. The tall stallion, statuesque.
Hey, that's wrong.
Statuesque women.
That's wrong. I have to pull out pictures so I can show him. But, you know, now it makes it worse if I do that. So if I'm going to do that, you have to do it too, man. Okay? I'm done.
Everybody, Victor Allen. And the ethos.
And should Tom Brady take his mid-40 age body and stay home?
You know, Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. Actually had a great year. So, you know, who am I? Who am I to say where one should retire? I'm thinking of myself and my dating days, and perhaps I should retire from the world of activity. Perhaps you too, Vic, should take that soldier and put him out to pasture. You know, retire him from operation, Vic. Maybe it's that time for us to consider taking that lone cowboy off the range, Vic. And
Mine is on the bike.
maybe.
It's on the bike, bro. Just going wherever I go.
Who's the lone cowboy?
All right.
And we want to thank you all for tuning in for Morning Coffee with Mario. You know, the show right now, you guys, just so you know, evolving things here in the studio, a bunch of stuff evolving here at Pax Stereo. We're making sure the system is up, getting ready for some expansion, a bunch of new things coming. And we're getting ready and making sure everything is working around here just so we can bring that to you.
A lot of work, man.
A lot of work.
It is a hell of a lot of work. It is. I ain't gonna lie to you. I know for people who've already followed this show, they go, well, you guys are just doing it once a week. But the stuff that we're attempting to transition to, it's a lot of work. So hopefully we'll be able to accomplish it. But it's going to be a challenge.
I want to thank our friends for tuning in. Omari, brother from another mother, and PMC, Catherine Dorsey Spragley. Thank you so much, Beth Nasca, all the people who've been part of it. Thank you for being part of our show. See you next week. Bravo.